Hello everyone. It's Kohaku here. We're gonna be watching along the Diablo live stream. So that's a thing we're gonna be doing today. And I'm also gonna be playing a bit of Diablo. I was just wandering through the shop, enjoying life. I've got the hiccups. I've literally just stuffed dinner into my mouth and chewed furiously. Cool. So, as far as I know, for the first 20 minutes or so, they're going to be discussing Diablo Immortal, which, let's be honest, who the hell's caring about Diablo Immortal, right? Let me just move my phone over here so I can see it better. Oh, right. Turn the volume up on that. Make sure I'm not deafening everybody with this. Oh. Okay, the Chrome's sounds are... Oh, okay. There we go. I don't think that's too loud. Is it? Whoa, Storm Swoon! Whoop, whoop! I'm so excited. Whew, how's everyone been doing today? Where can we go? What can we do? I mean, there's plenty we can go and do, but what do I feel like doing? Whew, why is my room so hot? Oh my god. Oh, a Helltide here. I should participate in the Helltide. Or should I do this dungeon? I could do the dungeon. Let's do the dungeon. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you might notice I changed the color back on my chat things again. Finally. I know they've been like that for a while. They've been red like Diablo for a while. Oh god. Ooh, god, it is really hot in here. Imagine it wasn't that hot. Like, I need like fans in here, or like an AC unit. Whew. Okay, let me in. Let me in! It's a dungeon time. Dungeon time. The desecrated crypts. Oh, how beautiful. Bloodstones to the pedestals. Okay. I was messing around with my build again today. Again, you know, because I can't just keep it as one thing. I moved a few paragon points around and redid a board. And I put on a new ability. And took off an ability. And I'm quite liking it. Oh.
Hello.
Hello!
That's it? That's how you open? Hello.
I'm gonna do that every single time.
Hello.
Welcome to.
I don't want to deafen everybody.
Developer
Wait.
Update live stream. My name is Adam Fletcher. I am the community director for the Diablo franchise. Got some wonderful people here. We just have Rod.
Yeah, well, I'm not part of the wonderful.
Let me know if you can hear it okay.
He decided to insert himself as of yesterday, so.
What is the power? If you have power, you should use it whenever possible, and I've decided to. So
we have Rod here, who is of course the general manager of the Diablo
universe.
Universe.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way.
All
to say
things Diablo.
Can't use the word franchise.
Whee!
Pierre's not here now.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, we have Chris Liao
Oh, is it really loud?
On Immortal.
and Ryan Quinn.
Hi, I'm the senior narrative designer on
I'm
Immortal.
sorry.
So, we are actually starting off today's show with some Diablo Immortal conversations. Also, I do want to mention we're using new fancy mics today.
Ooh.
We've been joking around, and I call them the Britney Spears mic.
Right.
Rod calls them the Janet Jackson mic.
Miss Jackson.
Why?
Jackson.
It's because I'm older.
Rod, but is not wearing one
I
of them.
Oh.
It doesn't take a genius to see the size of my head, and the ability to put that little wire around this size of noggin is impossible. So therefore, I passed.
Disappointing. But he does have a
Just
really
as long as you can hear them, okay.
I'm not doing it now.
Oh.
I am not doing it.
Okay, maybe we can get it out of him.
I'll knot my shirt later. It'll be good.
Maybe we can get it out of him during Q&A. Someone asked that question in Twitch chat. We'll make sure to bring that up during Q&A. And
Great.
there you go. You're just on the spot and you have to answer it. So
I think it's important that, like, last time you clarified what we were doing was the campfire, which is more of a casual.
Wait, that's not
we're
my
just kind of
chart.
giving updates.
Shit.
You know, we just want to be able to talk. In Diablo.
Oh wait, I can't do this from my computer, can I? I've got to
imagine
do it from my
we'll have
phone.
a conversation for Diablo 3 at some point in the future. And so one of the things we're going to look at.
Hello. Thank you for the raid.
You know, we are definitely going to talk about Season 1 on Diablo 4. And for some reason, Adam has structured this to be as tantric as possible. We'll get there. Trust us.
Ooh,
but it's
what's
gonna
that
take
game? I've never heard of it
What
before.
we really want to look at as well is we want to talk about a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about what's the preseason before we go into Season 1. We're going to talk about what's going on with D4 today because we actually have some news about today.
You've got news about today?
And
Yeah, I figured they would. They said on Twitter that they were going to do 20 to 30 minutes of Immortal first.
In Diablo Immortal, which is in nearly a decade, we're having our first new Diablo character class is being revealed, and we wanted to reveal it here on this stream. So, one of the great things about Blizzard is the SFD team, story and franchise.
That sounds really chaotic.
Blizzard Video and everything that they do around cinematics.
Did you
And we
have
thought,
fun playing
how
it?
could we introduce a new character
Diablo
class
stream?
without having a kick-ass video to go with it? So, without further ado,
Hello, you look as cursed. How you doing? How you doing?
Diablo character class coming to
Oh my god, sort your fucking stream out!
Diablo Immortal very, very soon.
The darkness has always been with us. And humanity is right to fear it.
Holy shit, it's Dante from Devil May Cry. I might need to turn the quality on this down.
The dark
What's it on 1080p for? Yeah, that would be why it's like playing like shit.
humanity is right to fear the darkness.
I'm okay. I got some news that I rather wouldn't have had today, but we'll be good. I'm a trooper, we'll survive. Oh man. Diablo Immortal looks terrible. Who would play that? Sorry, I'm having to lower it slightly more. I'm realizing the frame rate's like dying. Teeths! I got nice teeths too. Wait. Can I show my teeths? Teeths!
there we have it. The new class coming to Diablo and Diablo Immortal. It's the Blood Knight.
July
Wait,
13th.
I'm sorry, coming to Diablo and Diablo Immortal?
Exactly.
Sounds like there might have been some encoding issues.
Exactly. Yeah, I know that some people are talking about their.
I'm sorry, did I hear that right?
So forth. I will say that we actually do have that trailer that will be on a blog.
He didn't just say Diablo Immortal, he said Diablo
After this
and
stream.
Diablo
So
Immortal,
you can
right?
Actually check it out. It'll be on YouTube along with all the details that we're
I
about to
heard
talk
that,
about.
you sneaky little shit.
We just like to get ahead of ourselves.
Sure.
That's all. But obviously, first new class to the Diablo universe in nearly 10 years. I think there's a lot of questions in regards to like the story and so forth behind the Blood Knight. Ryan, give us a little
I
bit of
feel like
background
it's just going to be
regarding
the
the Blood Knight.
necromancer, but without the minions and without the death bit.
When we released DI, we released it with these sort of 6 very, very familiar, very stalwart classes that all of us love, that many of us have been playing for decades.
Bam!
It's great to kind of indulge in that nostalgia. It's great to get that dopamine hit of playing a classic. But
Okie dokie, thank you so much for stopping by and thank you for the raid.
that felt really new and different.
Ah! Oh god,
To a
I'm frozen. I'm
supernatural
frozen!
That's kind of monstrous, that does things that are other dark classes like the necromancer.
I hope your shift
and
goes
many
well.
others
I'm
don't do.
frozen again. Wait,
So
I can
we're really,
teleport.
really stoked about
I keep
the
forgetting that I have
release
this on my
of
bar now.
Blood Knight on
This is one of the abilities I
Nice,
changed
nice.
today.
Yeah, I know, like, obviously everyone's kind of seeing the Blood Knight and they're thinking, like, is this, like, vampiric in some
Diablo
sort of
Immortal is
way, or,
terrible.
like,
Oh, wait.
how does this fit in with the actual lore
Right.
within Diablo?
Right, so the fine details are Blood Knights and vampires are intertwined. On Sanctuary, vampires are kind of like living plagues. They go from hunting ground to hunting ground. They kill people, they bite people, and sometimes people who they've bitten, they suffer this monstrous transformation. They start to devolve into what
So we have the werewolves with druids, and now we have vampires with whatever this is. Okay, whatever.
A Blood Knight is a person
Just because you
who,
got one,
through
don't mean you need the
misery,
other. Okay.
has that curse of thraldom arrested inside,
Nope.
frozen essentially in place.
Teleported into a different one.
Advantages,
That's funny.
but they get some drawbacks too.
What do you mean, the curse of turning into a thrall is a drawback in a
Well,
way?
well, their thraldom is essentially on.
Thraldom.
So basically, what happens is
It's like a fandom, but for thralls.
Also preternaturally strong and fast, can see in the dark, can smell blood from a mile away, doesn't age anymore.
Blood.
seen in the concept art, very, very fancy. But
I had to.
on
I'm
the
sorry.
flip side, they have these blood red eyes. They have black veins. In
I've
their
been looking
face,
forward
and
to this stream all day, like, not even gonna lie. I've been sat in chat since about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
And sort of more pivotally than that, deep inside their soul, there is an abomination, a monstrous darkness that hungers for violence. And in order to tamp that down, in order
They're
to
having
slow their transformation,
violent thoughts.
they have to perform a ritual. That keepsake that you saw in our cinematic character's right hand, the little thing on the chain.
Oh, the chain, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically their lifeline.
I see.
So like
a link to their past?
yeah.
So it's kind of like Magica Magica, where they've got the grief seed thing. If they throw the seed too far from their body, do they just kind of drop dead?
They're doing
That would be really funny.
to keep the darkness at bay, but it's a process.
Right.
You imagine that shit in PvP? It's like, yeah, I'll just have your little life orb, and I will run away with it.
Basically, every Blood Knight, it may fail at some point. All Blood Knights are doomed to one day succumb to their curse.
And they don't know if that's 1 day, 1 year, 1,000 years.
Could
they
be
don't
centuries,
know. Right.
They're very, very long lived. What they do know, and what they pledge on, is that they're going to use all of the time they have left to push back the darkness.
Slate of Empire Lords. Wait,
Ultimately,
should
for
kill
them,
this one
since that
first.
is
This one's the
such an
champion.
uncertain question. It's really about their inner sense of balance. Can I do enough good
Right.
to make up for the evil that will rise when I'm gone?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out because we had the art up there earlier, and that art is gorgeous looking. At the same time, they're very pretty.
What if I want to have a bad
I'm
character,
like,
though?
They're so pretty.
Well, if you were going to turn into a monster, you'd want to stop
Well,
over
it's
here,
funny
right?
because they're very gorgeous here, and then they turn into the abomination, which is really funny to see. So it's like a complete opposite
Well,
of what it is.
I mean, you mentioned the abomination. I think we saw the Blood Knight turn into this creature during that. So what actually is going on here? Like, this is I guess Chris will talk eventually about like how an abomination comes to be, but this is basically.
I want to be the
them tapping
bad
into their
guy.
personality to change form.
Yeah, they're letting the curse off. Their leash just a little
Move.
bit. It's going to.
Oh, it's an artillery shrine.
In the short
This
term.
is the Bruce Banner Hulk thing.
Yeah, but maybe there's a little anime teardrop there of like, do I come back from this?
Right. Okay, got it.
Awesome. Well, I know with the Blood Knight.
You all been watching too much anime.
It's new class. How does it fit, Chris, into the like a gameplay style? Like, what if you're playing at Blood Knight? What can you expect? The
Blood,
sensitivity,
a
versus
knight.
a person that's actually jumping into Diablo.
Yeah, so the Blood Knight is actually a melee hybrid class, meaning there's tons of up-close combat with polearms. However, they have a host of shadow and blood abilities they can use to manipulate the battlefield in their favor.
Ooh.
I think the drawback of Blood Knights
No.
would be that players that start playing it might feel that their mobility is limited. However,
No.
tons of legendary
I don't want to
essences
do an
that let them
event.
improve
A wrestler would be
ability to
cool.
tap on enemies, as well as life-stealing abilities to help them sustain themselves in lengthy combat sequences.
I'm
like,
sorry, I
you
just like
can combat
imagine
more
John
often,
Cena's like
in close
entrance theme
combat,
from
so they're essentially taking more
WWE.
damage, but
I
then
know
they
that
have
that's
abilities
not
themselves
wrestler.
to
That's
actually essentially
wait,
drain
yes,
as
it
they
is
proceed,
wrestling,
kind of
isn't it?
like
Yeah.
from others, essentially replenish their life while they're in
I don't know
combat.
why I imagined that. It was quite funny in my head.
The kebab attack, as I like to call it.
The skewer.
The skewer attack is my favorite thing right now. I was like, so what's happening there? We saw it in the trailer. We see it here as well. Is where
Sorry, like my
basically able to
TV's
stab
on the
in and
right hand side. If you
smash
wonder
them
why I
down,
keep
like, it's
looking to
something
my
like that.
right.
So you're like, Chris is like, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah,
That you
that
define
is
it.
it.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
But it actually has a stun as well, right? It's not.
Oh,
just
that's
a
like
tap on
arcane
one
energy.
thing that
That's
you skewer,
horrible.
It actually can.
No.
It has an area effect.
Yeah, so
Wait.
the Blood Knight
Did I get the thing?
stabs
Oh, I
the
did.
polearm forward into the closest enemy, then swings overhead the enemy and slams it into the ground, stunning everyone in a small
And
area.
I threw it on the
Also,
ground.
legendary essences that let you lunge forward or
Just in case you missed yesterday's stream. There you go. That was it. Summed it up
Yeah, it's awesome.
in like.
And then I know, like, of course, with
phrase.
every class in Immortal, they all have different ultimates depending on their primary attack skills and so forth. Like, what kind of
Nobody cares about Diablo Immortal. We're all here for Diablo 4, for fuck's sake.
The primary attacks. The first is Ravage. They're basically swinging their polearm around in a 3-hit combo. And right here is the ultimate, where they become a 5-hit combo with a stun at the end.
It kind of reminds me of
Pole arms.
Lancer from the Fate series
I like.
with a pole arm.
And the other primary attack they have is called Shadow's Edge. It's quite a unique one. It's the first in Immortal where
The Screwfall give us updates for 3. Right, I love Diablo 3. It's so good.
Enemies that are further away, they'll actually throw the dagger forward, and there are legendary essences that add damage over time or make the dagger ricochet.
Nice. So you can essentially it's good
Goodbye,
room clear
boss.
type of abilities is what I'm hearing. So if you got a ton of
No,
monsters,
I don't care about the
especially,
codex
if the
thing.
daggers are ricocheting and
I'd
then
like to
you mentioned piercing
leave.
and so forth with
Thank
the
you.
ultimate and everything, you can essentially clear out
Where
the
are we
room
going?
with that. So it's awesome to hear. I know, as you mentioned beforehand, tons of legendary essences and everything that are associated to kind of modify skills. I know, and we're even seeing here, this is like the abomination that we were talking
Yes,
about
so
beforehand.
why would I want to become the abomination? What
They
do I get from
said
that?
that they were gonna have one more season, and that was gonna be its final season. Like, of new stuff, and then they were gonna, I think, rerun old ones from then on.
Much like your ultimate.
Right.
However, it happens much more often, and it then transforms.
Is stream
your
lagging,
attack
or is it
skill
meant to
bar
be playing
into
slower?
A new primary attack, followed by 2 specific
Can't
skills,
tell.
A blood rush, where the Blood Knight
Yeah.
actually dashes forward in a ball of blood, and then there's a 3-hit combo attack where if on the last hit they blind
Nope.
and slam
Get
down.
back here, you little shit.
A lot of stuns.
Nice.
Nice. That's awesome to see. I think with this update that's coming out on the 13th and the Blood Knight itself, and there are like even other components and that are kind of going to be coming with this actual update. Do you guys have any
Just
like,
our boots.
additional information on?
Well, there's
like,
ways to play it,
No.
right? Like
Yeah.
so the things that's really interesting. Like this is, I think, having a new character class introduced on basically the anniversary of Diablo Immortal is really exciting. Like it's a great way to celebrate 1 year that Immortal has been at. It's hard to believe it's already been a year. It's crazy.
I just have to
so
wonder,
having
because
new characters- so I've
obviously
been, like, a
my
Immortal
roommate is
barbarian
watching
for
this
a year now,
in
and loving
in the
that.
living
And so
room.
now I'm going to
I'm watching it in
obviously-
here, and I'm
one of
also
the great things
streaming
about Immortal
and
is that you
playing
can
an
talk
online
to me,
game.
like, so I can take my
My
Paragon
internet, it's
500
gonna be
barbarian,
screaming internally.
because,
What are you
I
doing
can
to
take my
me?
Paragon 500 barbarian and turn it into a Blood Knight. Yes. Like, 'cause there's basically three ways. We have the player who's been playing for a year, like myself. We have the new player, and we have the test driver, right? Is the way to think
Whee!
about that. So maybe you can go through that.
Yeah, totally. So if you're
Totally.
immortal and have never played before, you can play the Blood Knight right out of the gate, create a new character completely free, and start with the main story complete with custom Blood Knight VO lines for all of the main quests. And for players
Nobody
like
cares
Ron who
about
played
Immortal.
and want to convert to this class, I'm happy to say that we've made some major improvements to class change. Strength and intelligence will now convert properly.
I know, it's a huge request that a lot of people are asking for, yes.
Yes, it's going to be great. And
Oh,
also,
what? All like 10 people who play your game? Wow. Yes, lots of people. I'm sorry, it's probably a fantastic game, but I just don't care. It came at a time where I really wanted them to announce Diablo 4. I wished!
And lastly, I want to talk about the Crimson Plane event. So, for Immortal players that are familiar with Fractured Plane, there will be a special Crimson Plane event where there'll be.
So I mean, I think a lot maybe don't know what Fractured Plane. So maybe just what's the 5-second version of what is Fractured Plane?
So Fractured Plane is basically a roguelite inside of Immortal where you're able to try out all the skills and abilities and build towards 15 levels of defeating enemies just to try out different skills.
I don't even remember that. Is that even a thing people wanted? Was there enough people playing it who were like, we want it on PC?
Oh, you're a barbarian. Here's some random skills. See how far you can get with this, and you build up your gear and stuff as you're playing through this roguelike experience, yeah?
Exactly.
And so now for the Blood Knight introduction, you've created Crimson Plains, which is
What?
a version of the same experience to go and test drive all the different Blood Knight skills?
Exactly. So you'll be able
Can
to
I like just damage all the enemies in the area without trying to pick up an item, please?
So just try it out, see if you like it.
Thank
If
you.
you do, there's always class change available.
Nice.
Nice, that's awesome to hear. So we have,
Artillery.
and we have other things, like I mentioned, that are coming in this actual update. I know that for any new player that's coming in, of course, they can create a Blood Knight, how we mentioned beforehand, customize it, and it's completely free. And then, of course, any existing character can do class changes if they want, or they can create a new character if they would like to do it that way as well. But I know we have like a new legendary gem that's going to be coming in this actual update as well.
It's an actual update, though. I thought it was a theoretical one.
Like, like items associated with this.
Man, I'm in a nitpicky mood today. I'm so sorry.
Listing out every single legendary
blog, yeah.
that is available for the Blood Knight on our blog immediately after the stream. So you guys can check out the cinematic trailer that we showed off for the Blood Knight earlier on that blog, and of course read all the details about what's coming in this update.
Boom!
Is hitting on the 13th of July. So
You know, if you don't have the frozen orb on one of your enchantment slots as a frost mage, you're like, what are you even doing? Look at that thing, man.
For people who didn't get to see it in full frame rate, you're basically rubbing their noses right now.
Essentially, like
Go watch it again, please.
See it in the Blizzard Cinematics team, amazing team. That cinematic is great. Nothing like seeing splattered all over some stained glass.
Just sometimes I get myself in a really sarcastic mood and I just like nitpick everything.
Are super stoked. So yeah, July 13th is when it's going to be coming out, and then of course, again, check DiabloImmortal.com immediately
Stop
after
it.
the stream. We'll have a blog up there for people to check out. All the
Yeah,
details.
congratulations, guys, on the year. It's been
Yes, congratulations on the game that nobody
And I
wanted to
think
hear
people
about
who
today.
maybe tried it at launch and haven't gone back to take a look at it. Like basically every quarter
Wait.
you would do
This way.
major updates and really change the game. So the ability to craft
Oopsies.
items, the ability
My bad.
to take your duplicate legendaries and turn that into a currency so that you can make your current legend, stronger, and the way that you do dungeons now, like the
Shut up.
tower, the clan play. Like,
Stop
there's so
moving.
much
Stop
else
attacking
going
me.
on. So
Life.
Free-to-play game, if you want to check it out, just
Nah.
to see all the changes. Like I said, there's been in a year. It's to me, it's a completely different game in the sense of the different ways that you can approach the content, which is exciting. But hearing the
Isn't that the
fact that
basis
you
of any
fully
RPG,
ported all the
though?
VO for the Blood Knight for the campaign, I think it'll be exciting to go back and start over.
Yeah, it's about 2,000 lines in total. We've got a pair of really awesome voice actors.
Oh,
Agatha and
wait,
Tony
can't go
Gass
this way?
absolutely killed it as the Blood Knight.
Re.
Pure haughtiness and bloodlust and action all the way through. They've got some interesting takes on. I was going to say the name of the villain, our Act 3 villain in Darkwood. some interesting perspectives. But
Right.
I don't think there's ever really been a better time to re-roll to start a new run through the.
It's because they can't get the people to actually enjoy Diablo Immortal, so they have to like gate crash a Diablo 4 stream.
Take like a really short break because we got to swap people in. This room is only so big, and we also need mics off of people and everything. But we're gonna be swapping in into our Diablo 4 segment, so we'll see you here in a minute or so.
They're like, please, please play Diablo Immortal. Look, we released this new thing. It's like, we don't care. It's a Diablo 4 cinematic, even though I've seen it already. No. I hate those fucking stupid stun eye things. Oh, come on. Serious? Just die, please. Thank you. It's gonna be a terrible chest, yes. Why do we bother? Why are we here just to suffer? Wah! Very bright. Why do I feel this is like 10 times fucking louder? Wait, what? Diablo 2? Nani? No, Oracle. No. You've been denied. I do want Diablo 2. I want to like try it out, but like I'm told it's so difficult. And I'm also told it would make me rage to high heavens. And I'm not sure I'm ready for that level of rage in my life. Oh, we did it. Yay. Lilith. Right. That's another one done. Done.
I have returned to hell for you.
Good, Anarius. Now fucking stay there. No one likes you. Am I the only one that hated Anarius?
Hello, you're supposed to go, hello.
That's gonna be my intro for everything.
Not back.
Wait.
Well, you are technically back. I mean, you
I
were
mean,
in other streams and other times.
Correct.
I'm not back. I'm new.
Oh yes,
Yes.
Tim is new. Tim also has the best voice
Oh,
in the world.
Wow.
So
Really nice.
Tim is just gonna talk for the rest of the stream.
Wow, good. I
And-
didn't prepare for that at all. All right.
Surprise.
Maybe you should actually introduce people?
Yes.
Or...
I've
Well,
totally introduced
Helltide.
people. We are
Oh,
now joined
is there a
by our
Helltide here?
wonderful
I
Diablo
can't
4
say I
developers.
noticed.
We
Wait,
have
is that Contra
Tim
Richmond?
Ismay.
No.
I introduced you.
Then I'm not interested.
Tim Ismay, I'm one of the lead producers on Diablo 4, specifically focused on seasons. I say that because if you ask me questions outside of the season's context, I have no idea what's going on.
And you said plural.
You said
Wait,
plural.
there's more than one
I-
season.
I'm
and-
trying to build more than one
season.
Yeah.
There is more than one season.
There's more than one? Hype!
Or that's job security right there.
I'm actually just asking for it.
Yeah.
Wait, we're supposed to be thinking about job security?
And we have
Oh,
a
yeah.
familiar face.
Joey P.
Yes, I'm Joe Papora. I'm Associate Game Director for the live service, and I'm excited to talk about Season 1 today, at last.
But first.
But first.
Oh, but first. That's right.
Because Adam has built
can't-
everything possible
we
to talk
can't
about
start-
except the
Oh,
season.
right,
We
yeah.
can never start talking about seasons until we talk about something else first. But there are cool things to actually talk about.
Correct. We, obviously it's been a little over a month since Diablo 4's launched.
It's only been a month.
Is it? Well.
Is that it?
No,
like
no,
early
no. No, but you're
access.
right. It is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I always the amount of feedback we get about like, hey, this thing, and you're like, it's been like 5 weeks. Like,
Exactly.
give us a second.
Exactly.
So
It has been a month, a little bit more than a month since
Yeah.
Diablo 4 has
wait,
actually
how did you
launched.
guys get a season done in 4 weeks? That's incredible.
We started it well before the game.
Obviously, jeez.
Extremely good at our job.
Wait, so you
I don't want to get in the
started
weeds,
before the
everybody.
game
I don't
launched?
want to get in the weeds, everybody, but like we did start before the game launched to make sure that we could actually.
I thought you were just gonna say zombies are really easy to make, and so therefore it was.
Yeah,
oh my
obviously
god.
that's what it is. Okay.
Also, people are saying that your mic is low, Mr. Joey P.
My,
Oh, no.
my mic
Yeah,
is low.
so I don't
Okay,
know if
I'll bring it in a little
we'll
bit.
fix that. I promise. Live broadcast, everyone.
I
Live
can
broadcast.
project everybody.
Yeah,
That's
he
what's
can-
gonna take.
He can start screaming.
Just scream at
Man,
everybody.
you haven't seen
So I
Joey P
interrupted. So
scream.
you,
Sorry.
you're talking
Sorry,
about the 5 week. I was just shocked by the 5 week thing, but anyway.
Correct.
So yes, it's been
so
5 weeks.
obviously it's been 5 weeks since we launched. We've had numerous updates to the game.
Ah,
hotfixes.
don't hurt me,
We actually had a
please.
campfire chat in between, where we talked about even a big update that was coming before season 1.
Page.
Yes,
patch
13
notes?
page. Which people are like, well, that must have been like 14 point font, double spaced. And I'm like, maybe it was. But it still was very big. It was like 11 pages and it went on the actual site. But we've addressed a lot of feedback and everything.
Oh, I need to
related
take out
the
more of
game.
those.
We still have more feedback that we're actually going to be addressing. And I will say that later this afternoon, there is going to be another patch, climb patch, surprise, spoilers, or announcement. We will have patch 104. That's going to be hitting all platforms later this afternoon. There will be patch notes posted this afternoon.
Whoa! Update.
Very much not as chonky as 103, but it does address additional feedback and issues that people have been reporting over to us
You
in
got
the actual
one?
patch notes.
Does it fix the incense
yeah,
achievement
it's
being
fine.
broken?
Yeah,
I'd quite like to make people smell good.
I don't think you can say that 1.04 is coming this afternoon and not give an example of something we're fixing in 104.
I know that they are actually doing a gameplay fix in regards to, or a gameplay adjustment to Helltide Chess, so that Helltide Chess will now actually drop unique items.
Yeah, have the chance to drop unique items, but yes.
Sorry. Have a chance, not like a guarantee.
So
Yeah.
just relax,
Now,
everybody.
now that's quoted. I'm just like,
I can hear my roommate also
That's-
watching this from the
that's-
next room, and I've just heard a
Yeah, that sounds stupid for
woo.
me as a GM to go like, I thought they already could drop uniques with Helltide Chess, so I was mistaken there.
Yeah. It's so there are some content types.
Oh.
The
Oh, what did I
rewards are
just walk into?
Not dropping like unique items from it. So like like Whisper bounty caches, for example, don't have a chance to drop unique items when you turn in for those.
Didn't know that either.
Yeah, but I think that there's opportunities for us to continue to like try to expose this more as we talk about these things moving forward. But yeah, this is an opportunity now. We want to make sure that when players are trying to target farm for certain kinds of uniques for their builds they need to grab in order to bring those things online, that those Whisper caches really can be used as a way to or not Whisper caches, the tortured gifts you can get from the Helltides events. Those are really good opportunities to go and try to go for those.
And that's this afternoon. So once 104 goes out, once you're
So, in other words, look
That's
out
right.
for
That's right.
Helltides later today. They're gonna
and
get
I
a
will say,
little
like, we've been getting,
busy.
like we've mentioned, I think many times already in this stream, we have been getting a lot of feedback related to bugs, issues, or even just like general gameplay feedback. And it's something that the team has been reading through and getting through. And those are things that obviously we're addressing as we get through all these different updates in the future.
Does mean we'll actually get a journal that tells us what quests we've completed?
I was making the joke about they started before, like seasons started before we launched, just to try to set expectations. Like we're moving as fast as we can, but we have to move also safely, because if we move too fast, we can kind of
Smurfy, thank you so much for the raid.
As reactive
How you
as we
doing?
can
How you
be,
doing?
But in a safe way, and knowing we have a large backlog of season 1 was already well in flight, and season 2 is also very much well in flight. And so we're trying to make those adjustments. So we hear the feedback, so please don't take the lack of instantaneous response as in we don't hear you. We hear you. We hear about, I want to lock my inventory. We hear you about all the different types of things that you're giving us feedback on, and we appreciate that feedback, and we're doing our best to address
Why isn't it letting me shout you out?
possible. So just trying to manage expectations that sometimes it might feel, but again, it's only been 5 weeks.
Hello.
This is a game that we are going to, we're going to support for years.
We are just reacting to the Diablo 4 stream today.
Not the end. And
Aha, there we go.
We're going to be continuing to support this game through many seasons, and through
Welcome,
expansions and what
welcome
have
in.
you.
We are also playing
Please,
Diablo
take
ourselves.
some time to catch up and work through our
Just doing
backlog
some
to get to those items
dungeons that I
we know
haven't completed
And
yet.
I do want to note that we're, you know, as we
Gone to a
were in the
shrine.
season, we were obviously shooting out a lot of updates really quickly, and this is something we talked about a little bit on the campfire chat, but we are going to get into a more systematic way of being able to update the game, so it's not just going to be ad hoc. Hey, guess what? A new client patch type of thing, unless there's an emergency. But yeah, people start to find a more some familiarity with how we actually update the game around seasons and client patches that may occur, whether they are in between or only on seasons. And
If that was a follow, thank you.
Out,
But my app's being really derpy and is not showing me.
When we do have
Thank you,
different
thank
updates or
you.
different patches that actually.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we have now talked about things we did in the preseason.
My app's not
We have
updating with what's happening.
We've responded to a lot of player feedback. We've got 1.04 coming out later on this afternoon. But Adam, what do the people want to hear about?
Zombies!
Enjoy your nap, enjoy your nap. Thank you so much for stopping by.
We do want to talk about season 1. Season 1 is coming, and we actually have a really cool trailer to show off.
A trailer?
Oh,
fuck, I'm in the middle of a fucking fight.
Hit it, Rich and Matt.
I want to watch it.
To you, because although a great evil is receding from Sanctuary, a new festering curse now
Fuck
spreads
off!
corruption across the land. More dangerous, more malignant than I could have imagined.
Whoa, scary wolf.
I have found a way to stop this plague. To rip the dark power of these monsters from their very core and turn it to our advantage in destroying them.
That sounds scary.
But I cannot do this alone. My allies have fallen. My strength.
I'll be your friend.
The malignant are relentless and without mercy. I need help. I need you.
I need a hero. I'm sorry, I had to. I'll be a hero. Starts the 7th.
And there we have it.
Sorry, starts the 20th. Sorry, I'm forgetting American dates. Put the month first.
The season of the Malignant. Lots to talk about there. Lots to talk about.
Wait. In exactly 2 weeks? I'm gonna be going out of town!
A lot of people want to know.
Didn't I fucking tell you?
We even teased it on social media yesterday where
Ah!
something was corrupting Sanctuary.
I swear to God, am I going out of town that weekend?
Tim,
I'm gonna fucking cry.
No, okay,
explain
so
to us what's going on now?
I am gonna be going out of town that weekend.
Season of the Malignant.
No!
So our very
Didn't I
first
tell you this would happen?
Is going to basically take place after the events of Diablo 4. So after the
Well,
redacted-
at least I've got 2 weeks notice to
after
tell
the
Mum
players
that
finish redacting the
I'm not
redacted,
gonna be talking to
once
her
all
that
that's out
weekend.
of the
I'm
way,
taking my
that's when
Xbox.
things are really going to kick off in the world of Sanctuary, kind of step off from that point. And there's a new threat that's basically emerged in Sanctuary. There's this malignance, there's this corruption that's begun to spread throughout like the hearts of the creatures throughout the world, and that's everything from like beasts to humans, to demons themselves, everything in between. Can be corrupted by this malignance as we begin to take root and fester inside inside people. And it's basically kind of like it's changing them. Right, it's turning into these bloodthirsty fiends. Effectively, they're going out and trying to destroy everything.
Like a blood knight. I'm sorry.
The player's going to come across a new character that they're going to introduce to over the course of the season, named Cormond, who we actually saw in the trailer there. Cormond is there he is. Cormond is an ex-member of the Cathedral of Light. He used to be a priest of the Cathedral of Light. And he's taken it upon himself to start trying to dive deeper into this new malignant threat that's risen over the course of these days following the events of Diablo 4's main campaign. But he's finding himself maybe a little out of his depth. You say, Tim? Like, what do you think about Cormond?
Yeah, he's trying to fix the problem on his own, and then I think when he's not 100% successful, he comes to the player and says, "Hey, you were really helpful in the past. could I get a hand from you? So that's kind of where
You
things
seem
get
like a
at.
protagonist. Can you help
I
me?
think that you'll find like he's a person. Everything in the room is on fire, but he's sitting there like, I can fix it. You know, I can. We can find a way to solve this, right? But he's a great new character the player get introduced over the course of the season. But that's really just where things kick off. You know, and players will start the season of Malignant actually in Kyovashad, and they're going to gain access to like the beginning of the story of the season pretty much right away. You know, so you're able to start off right at level 1, like jumping out of the gate and be able to start like following the thread of this new season storyline.
And we're going to talk about the transition from the current Eternal Realm into the season afterwards. We're going to get through the season information first.
Yeah.
Wait, so what if
Hold on,
you
like,
start
I
your
know
new
people are always
character
curious
with
about
no
what
campaign
happened to my
done?
current
Then
character,
what
how do I
is he
change
gonna
that?
say?
But we'll get to
Well,
that when we
hey,
get to
you
that.
could be useful in the
Yeah,
future.
exactly right. So that's the kind of like the high level like what's happening in the
That's
world
the
of
theme,
Sanctuary.
right?
That's the
So we
theme,
have a
yeah.
seasonal theme with a seasonal story, but like, what about the mechanic? On top of the theme, there's usually the seasonal mechanics. So what's the mechanics that we're looking at?
We're trying to add more stuff to seasons that appeal to everything that a player does in Diablo 4. So we are adding story, the elements of what you're going to find out about what is actually happening to Sanctuary, but then we want things that are new challenges for the player, things that you can fight that maybe you haven't fought before, as well as new powers, things that you can build your character in a different way, a different direction than maybe you did in any previous season, or in this case, in the preseason when you had just the Eternal Realm. So hitting all of those notes, we're starting with a mechanic around the threat. So what is the threat? The Malignant. We've been talking about it a lot. Where does the Malignant actually show up? That actually shows up throughout the entire game. When you're playing in the world of Sanctuary, anytime you encounter any elite monster, there's a chance that it will spawn as a malignant version of that monster. So that malignant version is going to have these growths on it and some additional power. After you kill it, a heart will actually appear, the exposed malignant heart that was causing this. If you then interact with that heart by using a Cage of Binding, it now starts a ritual where it's pulling all the malignants in and a new, even more powerful version of that elite is spawned.
Yep.
Why would you want this? How does this help you? Well, if you can manage to
Rewards?
beat that even more powerful version where you see these other minions are now helping it, these other malignant creatures, now it drops the caged heart. You've actually put all of that malignant power into this cage that is an item that you can use that is kind of like a gem. It's like a gem in the sense that you can socket it into gear. It is very much not like a gem in the sense that it has an enormous amount of power. Think of a legendary item, the kind of power that's in there. It's like that, maybe even a little bit more than that. So you can take these malignant hearts, you can socket them into your jewelry, and that gives you these kind of stupid new broken builds that are hopefully balanced, hopefully, but they are
Stupid new broken builds.
New
I like the
options on how
sound
you
of
can play
this
the game.
already.
So this is really, really cool, right? So one of the things we really want to do with each season, to Tim's point, is we want to make sure that we're providing new ways for players to engage with Diablo 4, new problems for them to solve, new ways for them to customize.
So basically, it's going to become meta to run these flipping caged hearts. Okay.
Malignant hearts really allow us to do. So one of these things, so yes, you can take a malignant heart that you've managed to collect from one of the consumed that you managed to kill, one of these super malignant creatures that you've killed this way, and you can socket them into your gear. We have 32 new, I'm not gonna say like over 30. We have 32 new malignant powers.
You know exactly how many powers.
Technically, it's 32. So we have 32 new malignant powers are going out this way. These are our new legendary power-like abilities. You can see this one here: critical strikes, electrically charged creatures for a certain amount of damage. So these are like there's a lot of really powerful things like this that you'll be able to kind of like interact with.
So can they only go in jewelry?
Each of the malignant hearts you're collecting are actually like a category. They're associated with a color. So if like brutal hearts, for example, or like have a blue color to them, and they'll only go in infested sockets you'll find on rings and jewelry during the season of the malignant of a matching color.
I see.
So when you're hunting for when you're finding new amulets and rings or gambling at the Opal's vendor, whatever it is you want to do, you're kind of looking for specific socket colors.
Or if you're getting a unique ring from the new Helltide chest rewards as you're playing from the one.
That's right. If you happen to luck out and get Mother's Embrace because you need another Mother's Embrace, then yes, you can absolutely.
One will never do. But what's interesting, like with so there's 3 different types of color sockets. Yes.
There's 3 different types of colored sockets, but there's 4 different types of malignant hearts.
Yes. Go on.
Well, okay, I guess I will. So the last malignant heart type is called basically a raffle. It's an extremely powerful malignant heart type. They're very, very rare to find. They will fit in any colored socket as you go. And you kind of want a combination of all of these.
Ow.
So even though that the Wrathfuls are pretty strong, you're really only looking to probably have like 1 or 2 of these based on what you might actually need for your build, over the course of time. So it's fun, like like really want to be able to experiment with, again, creating these different problems for players to solve, different ways for players to engage with things, and really change up that experience by virtue of adding these new powers. They're going to unlock different builds potentially for classes, to Tim's point, and just basically be like a really fun, exciting new way for players to kind of inject new power into the experience.
But you're looking for so can the jeweler, when the jeweler right now can add a socket to, a piece of jewelry,
Yeah.
Are they able to add colored sockets, or are those
So
only
you can't
found?
choose the color, but anytime a ring would roll with a socket when the Season of Malignance starts, it's always going to have a color associated with it. There's not like, you couldn't get like just a regular jewel socket
But
anymore.
even a jeweler created one? Like if I have a ring with no socket, when I do the jeweler, it'll be colored?
It'll always be colored.
Yeah, so
it'll
even
always
if
be
you
an
don't do it,
infested socket in this way.
Got it.
Yeah.
But that's true for unique. So if I'm looking for I have a unique ring, like you talked about, but I want the blue version. I could find a unique with the red socket, and I could find it with a yellow socket. So I'm looking for blue. So
Yeah,
there'll
you might be able-
multiple versions of the uniques as well, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun new stuff to look forward to, and that's just, we showed in the video earlier, like the player fighting a malignant creature.
Can you
the chance
trade
for
them
it to
though?
come
Because
up without
people are gonna
chance
want to
for all
like
kinds of
trade
things
with their
out there that will
friends.
be malignant in nature,
Right.
which makes them a little bit more powerful. But then when you kill them and you go and you actually use,
So I
the
always
basic
get
mind
stuff other
units
people
to
want.
capture their heart. Then you fight that super consume, the consume version. It's like that's gonna be like buffing nearby monsters. It spawns a bigger combat in that
Right.
scene. There's more to look forward to. and
I
those are
guess they're
tougher
gonna
and
go
tougher.
into
So
that
you wanna fight
afterwards.
higher and higher level versions of those in higher world tiers to get even better versions of those hearts.
Yeah, so you can get stronger versions.
It
of
usually
hearts
season
as you
stuff
go through the
stays
game,
in
and
their
you might be
season, but
thinking, like, okay, does that mean like the old, like the crappy hearts that I got earlier, are those useless? You can actually break those down at the crafter as well to get a crafting material out of them that allows you to craft new items, including invokers.
Yeah.
So invokers are something that you can use a little bit further on. Once you finish the campaign of Season 1, you will unlock the ability to go and use these at a specific place called a malignant tunnel. So if you are
By the way,
trying to...
that's also the name of my colonoscopy.
Okay.
There we go.
okay,
And,
we did
It's a
not need
serious
to
thing
know
over
that.
50.
This is,
You should know
and
that.
this,
That's
and
actually
this
a
is
good
when
point.
That's a good point. So if you have a malignant tunnel, you should get yourself checked out.
So in the world of Sanctuary, when we say malignant tunnel, we mean, hey, I'm a player and I actually want to get more of these hearts, but it's just a random chance on elites out in the world. Where can I intentionally find more of them? There are these malignant tunnels. So there are actually places across the world where the malignance is manifesting in these new dungeons. So if you specifically want to go find more malignant hearts, you can hunt down these tunnels.
Yep.
You can go in and, hey, there are more malignant there. So there's a higher chance of finding malignant monsters there. And if you want to...
That scared the crap out of me.
really need a very specific type of malignant heart.
So basically, instead of farming nightmare dungeons, now we're gonna be farming malignant tunnels. Okay, fine.
And you can use it on...
Please don't tell me I'm the only one going to this one.
Use it on that outgrowth, it now spawns that specific type of malignant that's going to have the color associated with it of the heart you're trying to find. You kill that, and you're going to get the specific heart. So there's a little bit more targeted farming you can do as you approach the end game of Season 1.
Please
Have a-
don't
if
tell
you
me
go to the
end game's like
sheet,
100 though.
We'll be able to show you going into an evoker event where you can go in and sort of, which I've heard called the turkey baster from hell, basically, is what an evoker looks like.
It does kind of, yes. I don't... that wasn't the, art direction on it, but yeah, that's where we ended up.
So yeah, at the end of these malignant tunnels, you're going to find that there are these masses of malignants that you're going to be able to go and interact with, and each of the
That's the
tunnels
one we
has
wanna watch.
a few different ones that can potentially spawn different colors of malignant outgrowths that can spawn from those. So it gives you those opportunities to go and like really target farm, as Tim's point.
It's okay, I'll take this thing down, shall I?
Malignant hearts as the player's progressing through the experience. Yeah.
So when we show, like we were just showing it,
Technical
yeah, show the
issue.
one you were just showing, because that was
Okay.
the invoker event. So basically, there's a growth. You get to the end of the tunnel. You're able to basically, essentially, you're requesting a monster of a particular color. Yes, you're saying like, I want a blue heart, a chance to get a blue heart by trying to defeat the blue monster. Yes.
That's right, and some of these are like, particularly later on in the experience, like the most powerful.
I feel like this is stuff we're going to be able to learn better by playing it. Like, I feel like they're explaining it really badly.
Invoker on the one of the pods.
That's right. Yeah, the outgrowths from this malignant mass.
Which then creates a blue monster for you to fight. You have to take that down, which will then. So does this one go through the same mechanic where I have to kill it, try to capture heart to kill the harder thing?
When this thing pops up, after you kill this one, you don't actually have to capture it. You're fighting the powerful version of it like immediately.
That's what I was asking. Yeah, so you don't have to do the 1-2.
That's right.
So that's nice. So it's kind of a little like the sigil crafting, where you basically, I've got a bunch of stuff I'm not using right now. I can craft it down so that I can focus.
You don't need sigil crafting.
Maybe my build, I know
You go into one nightmare dungeon and you get like 6 more sigils thrown at you. Who the fuck's crafting them?
Opportunity to use the invoker to create a blue malignant to go after its heart. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Ryder's called it out.
That's all I'm here to do is summarize.
That's good.
He's like, I will take everything you said, summarize it into 2 sentences. And I know, like, obviously with the story and so forth, there are like new boss and so forth associated with it.
We're not really talking about
the boss. We're not redacted, but yes.
It's worth calling out.
There's new boss monster for players to fight over the course of the season. There are new legendary items for players to collect.
Do we have to fight Elias again though?
Or legendary powers, I should say, for players to collect. There's new unique items for players to collect.
Now those new unique legendaries and the uniques. Thanks for that. Those are not just in the seasonal realm, though, right? Are those things that are also showing up in the eternal?
That's right. Those will also show up in the eternal realm. So
exactly.
Yeah, if you're a player who's like really trying to continue to progress in the eternal realm, there's now a few new items for you to go try to hunt for and use to kind of augment and change your build.
This is the moment where I can do the producer thing.
Okay, yeah.
So you probably saw before on the screen when we looked at the cinematic. It was awesome. And in the end, we said July 20th. Oh my God, there it is. The day it's coming out. We are actually putting out the patch a little bit earlier. So just for awareness, so everyone knows, you're going to see your game patching on July 18th. That is all of the stuff coming to you that is going to turn on July 20th.
Balance changes, the new items.
Yeah. So July 18th is actually anything that shows up on the Eternal Realm is there right away. If you just want to continue playing the game as normal on your existing characters or a new Eternal character if you want, July 18th, the new legendaries and uniques that they were just talking about will be available to you on the Eternal Realm, as well as any other improvements, balance changes, rewards changes that we've made. Those will be there right away on July 18th. July 20th, the season turns on. You can now create seasonal characters.
I think it's like going back to managing expectations. I think one of the things we've been trying to be really clear about with seasons is that it is not a continuation of the main campaign storyline. Like we've been trying to use phrases like it's a new quest line. Working with Corman to solve the malignant is a big, is obviously the journey you're on.
What the hell did we get stuck on?
The Anarius Lilith journey. It's not extending that story. It's sort of a side story inside the open world.
It just takes place after the events of Diablo 4. But you're absolutely right. This is a new self-contained story within the season of Malignant, which is great because it just gives us it affords us a lot of opportunities to tell an exciting story and to create like these new big features to kind of go along with that and support it.
So as I'm playing through that now, it would be amazing if there was some way to sort of track my accomplishments through the season. I don't know, maybe some sort of
like a season journey, like the exact same thing they had in Diablo 3.
I don't know if I could tee that up any higher for you.
Wow, a feature they kept from Diablo 3 to Diablo 4. Holy shit!
Obviously, with season 1, we're going to bring out.
Oh my god!
I know we talked a little bit about it on stream before, but I guess it's worth maybe calling out and maybe a little more clarity.
Hey, look, it's this, but without redacted all over it now.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is
no top.
I'm perceiving respectfully.
Battle Pass introducing as part of season 1, and then going into here, you'll see the season journey. And again, so the season
hasn't even completed the whole of chapter 1. Fucking noob.
Chapters, and each of those chapters has a number of objectives inside each of them in order to.
Who the hell's this?
Chapter.
And you don't have to do all of them.
Elder.
You don't have to do all of them. You have to do a subset of them in order to advance to the next chapter. So I think it's really cool. So like objective to objective, you're going to be earning favor drops, which can be used to fuel your battle pass, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute. Yeah. But you're also, for your chapter completion moments, you're getting big drops of that favor that's going to be used like an experience point value for your battle pass. But you're also going to be getting some like item rewards, and importantly, you're going to be unlocking new legendary aspects, ones that you can't normally get through the Codex of Power, through like dungeon completion, and also many of our new legendary aspects we're adding in the season. If you're playing in the seasonal realm, you can collect that for your Codex of Power by going to the season journey. So it's a great way for you to introduce yourself to some of these new things as you're kind of playing through.
Yeah.
I love this. Like one of the things that's hard about for people who know Diablo 3 and its sort of journey.
Hold on, wait. Do you you love this?
I love this.
Oh, that actually feels really good to hear.
I love this. The notion around I like the fact that the subset aspect of it, because I know there are certain things. I'll pick a stupid example. It's like maybe I hate sellers for some reason. I'm a seller hater, and so I never want to complete a seller. Then the fact that I can advance chapter 1 to go to chapter 2 without ever doing what lurks below, I think that's great, because that's like I find you get into situations. I have other games where they're like, you must do this thing that you really don't want to do in order to progress, and the fact that I don't have to do that here, that I can choose a subset of things to continue my progress, I think is really smart.
Yeah, I think it's really good to hear.
Why wouldn't you do sellers though? They're quick and painless.
We really like letting players use our fields of hatred as opportunities to kind of like progress their characters instead of the season, but we don't, and we want to include that
Which is
in
the
season
PvP
journey,
fields,
which is the PvP content in the game. But we don't want to make that like a requirement that you must go do this content in order to progress your season journey. We want to give players the option to do this if they choose.
One thing I do want to call out here as well with the season journey, and I think you're going to call it out in some other places, is that it can be confusing to players initially that you go to this Battle Pass screen, you click on the season journey button. Do I have to buy the Battle Pass to get this? No. Everyone has access to the season journey. This is a base feature that everybody is engaging with. Actually, everybody has access to the Battle Pass too. You're engaging with, even if you never pay a cent, you are engaging with the Battle Pass. You're getting free stuff.
Seasonal realm.
In the seasonal realm. Yes.
Ron
has always reminded me to say that.
Yes, you just get bonus things if you pay the money for it.
If you're not in the season, that's very important. It only exists there. There's no Battle Pass if you're not in the season.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So yeah, that's essentially the way the season journey works. Those final objectives, those final chapters are really tough to complete. You can get some like special like cosmetics, like special like title and things towards the end of that path. So we're excited to see players like engage with it and for us to continue to support it in future seasons.
And so we saw that the season journey grants you a lot of favor to go towards your Battle Pass, but you also earn favor just out in the world killing stuff.
That's right. Anything that's like killing monsters, completing like whispers and dungeons and things, like all of these things will be earning you favor as you kind of play the season.
Right.
So anything that's getting you experience points is a chance to give you that favor as well.
So if you have never played,
Oh, it's the same with every game though. Like even with. Dare I say it, Fortnite, like, you can interact with the Battle Pass, but you're gonna get shit all from it unless you pay money for it.
That's absolutely correct.
It was just honestly the first game that came to mind.
Until I finished the campaign.
That's absolutely right.
Exactly.
Make a new character to your point, Rod, on the seasonal realm, and you're playing through the campaign, you will be earning favor as you're killing monsters and doing things during the campaign. But a lot of those, and you can also progress your season journey, but some of those objectives might require you to go and interact with season features that aren't available until after you finish the events of the Diablo 4 main campaign.
And that's probably one of the big things to be clear about. I know we're going to talk about the transition later, but in terms of getting access to the mechanic, the idea of talking to core men, capturing malignant hearts, having rings with colored socket or jewelry with colored sockets, that stuff all takes place post-campaign.
That's correct.
And so if you haven't beat the campaign yet, you're not going to run into these seasonal mechanics.
Yeah, you won't fight malignant creatures, for example, while you're going through the campaign on the seasonal realm, but you will shortly thereafter. So one of the things you can do, and I know
You're gonna have to do the whole campaign again. Just no, I guess you could skip the campaign.
One of the things you can do to get ready for the season is to make sure you finish your campaign playthrough. Diablo 4, jump in. You can choose to skip campaign when you make your new seasonal character.
Right.
Yeah, but then you're gonna be losing out on all the XP from all the quests, though. That seems really stupid.
One character on your account.
One character, one
for
time.
every season moving forward. For any character you create moving forward, you can skip campaign and start off in Kohaku-Saurus level 1 off. Well, and you know,
not always Kohaku-Saurus, but yes.
Is that the only thing that we can be doing to prepare?
Well,
for
we should get to we should get to the Battle Pass. So the favor. So you have favor flowing because you're playing the game.
You're playing the game because you're doing your season journey objectives. You're getting even more.
I was going to say you're getting more, and the favor is really flowing because I'm completing the season journey objectives. And so that favor.
It just seems dumb that
your progress on the Battle Pass, whether you've chosen to just have the free Battle Pass or whether you've chosen.
They're doing everything after campaign, but then if you skip the campaign so that you can jump straight in, you're going to be losing out on all that sweet XP for various
part of the thing is kind of
missions.
One of the reasons you would want to complete the Battle Pass is you could look like this.
Yeah.
And by completing the Battle Pass in terms of the mount armor, the armor that the characters are wearing. And so, did you want to talk a little bit about stuff?
No, they've already confirmed that you won't get enough currency in the Battle Pass to pay for the next one.
Really exciting, like armors to chase for the characters. There are like fun fun new emotes to go chase for different classes. And we have even things like the like what we're showing off here, like the Artisan's Tunic. We have some things that are like these. And this is actually one of our free cosmetics. Actually, is this the things are like a little bit lower fantasy that we can use to kind of like role play different kind of themes out for your characters, just give you more options. And we have like our bigger stuff.
I
like this,
know,
like,
big
this is, like,
Sag.
the
I mean,
big
I guess as long as you buy one though, you're always
like,
going to be
being able to choose
discounted on
armor
your
or
next
cosmetics exists
battle
at the
pass.
end of the battle pass.
It's one of the things that, like, if you notice either the role-playing armor, like the artisan tunic, or the helmet, is that one of the big things about the battle pass is that, unlike the shop, the battle pass, all of the cosmetics are class agnostic. So we have a preview for all 5 classes, so you can see what it looks like on a barbarian, what it looks like on a druid, what it looks like on a necromancer, and those sorts of things. And that's one of the nice things about the battle pass is everything you're earning on the battle pass, class agnostic.
Yeah, for those transmogs.
The exception is the transmog weapons. There are transmog weapons on there that are class specific, just because classes
Can
only
only use
certain
specific,
weapons.
yeah.
So if your class can equip that weapon, then you have access to it. Just to reinforce, I think it was already expressed, but there are lots of free things on the battle pass. If you pay to upgrade it to the premium battle pass, what you're gaining access to are a bunch of additional cosmetic things.
Yeah.
So the only thing you're getting access to by paying is that additional cosmetic unlock. So there's really, really cool stuff, some on the early end, and then especially on the tail end of it, that's what you're buying into. But the free version...
Keep going. I'm getting ready to transition.
Okay. The free version,
I know where I want to go after you.
still has some very cool unlocks. And anything related to, well, you wanted to talk more about blessings, right?
Well, that's what they're saying with the free side. Like, so we were saying there's 27 free tiers in the battle pass, and part of those 27 free tiers are smoldering ashes that you can get based on the level you are in the game, and that you've progressed with favor. And what do those smoldering ashes get you?
So these smoldering ashes, the player will collect.
I just want to know what level is going to be considered end game for that, because it just seems really fucking stupid to be going for another level 100 character. My main isn't even level 100, for God's sake.
System. Right. And here, okay, we can actually finally reveal all of these. So here are the places where, as the player's collecting these ashes, they can invest them here to give all of their characters on the seasonal realm kind of like this advantage able to carry through. So whether that is like, you know, bonus to like XP earned from monster kills, like we call out here.
Sorry, I'm reading this
on
on stream.
that you're using over the course of the season.
Right, and you can looks like.
Oh well, there's an XP one. I like the sound of that.
I can do it 4
Although
times,
there's a one for Malignant Hearts there. I'm gonna mispronounce that. I'm sorry. Just live with it.
That's right. Yeah, we want to make this just be an extra little fun little thing for players to
Wait,
choose as they're
what
going
the
through
fuck's the
season.
last one?
You know, help them like boost their characters a little bit more quickly as they.
Oh, it's gonna be here.
And give them a few different advantages to play with while they're playing through.
So if I were to max out with my smoldering ashes, they're like earn a prolonging.
I mean, I haven't been playing as much as I should.
I can basically.
But I've also had shit to fucking do.
Almost a 50-minute elixir. So getting that 5% XP boost. Maybe for me, it's the extra 200 thorns and the 200 armor. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, and give you boosts to like get more opportunities to earn like the or better malignant heart drops that can occur for you as you're playing.
And these are available to everyone because who's in the seasonal realm, because it's part of the free track.
Yes.
And they are limited based on. They're also limited based on level of the player, so that even if someone were to use tier skips, even though they might get to the tier that says free smoldering ashes, it doesn't actually unlock until you get to the level requirement.
Yeah, for like for example, like the first ash that you unlock in the battle pass is I think it's tier 8 maybe.
Tier 8.
Yeah, and it has a level 40 character requirement as an example. Just to make it really, really clear, like you will be able to use this in time, but immediately like you need to continue to progress your character and like continue to level up, and then you'll be able to use that accordingly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Okay, so it's at least level 40.
So basically, what we said, so we have a seasonal theme of the Malignant, which has the mechanic of capturing Malignant hearts and putting it into jewelry. We use that to complete our season's journey. Our season journey is rewarding us favor. Our favor, we're then putting into the battle pass to get really cool cosmetics and transmogs, but also based on our level and our tier in the battle pass, we'll get smoldering ashes. We can use those smoldering ashes to apply a season's blessing, which allows us to use those urns and get sort of perks for during just this season that we've unlocked.
That's correct.
So the free person's experience, if you never want to pay a cent, you are still getting a lot of power out of the season journey and the free aspect, the free unlocks on the battle pass. So this is kind of an increase in power for everybody. And then if you want to spend money, just reinforcing that, that's unlocking more cosmetics.
Cosmetics.
And don't get me wrong, like they're amazing cosmetics. I am planning to pay to unlock them myself. But
You mean you haven't paid already?
They are transmogs. They are not actual items. It's just a
Wow.
transmog you can place on your armor to look.
Would you
cool.
believe these people
They
are
don't
fans of
actually cost
Diablo?
you on fire
Yeah, it's
or
just
anything.
reinforcing what we had talked about before, like even before launch and so forth, is that the battle pass itself, anything that if you do pay for a battle pass, all the paid items are going to be cosmetics, and for you, it's no pay for power.
And if you bought the deluxe,
Yeah. My
already
worry
have
is it's going to be too high for people to get to by the time the season ends.
That's great for them. So then let's talk a little bit about the transitional side of it in terms of how I go into this or what happens. So there's a couple of different things. There's like one is like there's a need. So there's a question. I guess we should talk about renown. Like one of the big things that we hear the most about is, hey, I spent a lot of time, and I know I did too. I completed all my renown objectives. I've got full everything. And now I hear, oh, I have to re-roll my character in season. Do I have to go find all the altars of Lilith? Do I have to go all clear the Fog of War again?
Yeah, so I know we've talked about this in stream.
Fog of War and the Lilith statues will be
when
kept, I think.
When Season 1 goes live, players are going to be able to go basically carry over like all of the Fog of War that they've cleared. So everything, all the world they've explored on their characters in each of the zones, like in the Fractured Peaks and Scotsland and such. All of that's going to carry over, as well as all of the renown you have earned from all of that, all of the exploration.
So can we bring up the screen? So basically where we see areas discovered.
Yeah.
Let's say I've
Who the fuck's playthrough is this?
This person.
Yeah.
So right now they've got 30 areas discovered, which is worth 150 renown.
Right.
So what's going to happen is in the season,
They haven't even discovered all yet.
have 30
What
areas
the
cleared
fuck is
inside
this?
of Kyrgyzstan, and I will have 150 renown already in the bank. And it will have unlocked whatever 150 renown will have unlocked.
Absolutely right. Yep, absolutely right. So you're gonna have that, and you're also gonna have already collected all of your altars of Lilith that you've got from your
So
account as
the
well.
same thing here. So I will have 12 will be appearing on my map immediately, and I will
Oh.
have 120
What am I
renown
doing?
in the bank with my other 100. So I'll have 270 renown already earned, waiting for me to claim when I fire up the season.
That's absolutely correct. So these are the advantages you get to start with, and like if you look at like all the renown you can collect from discovering all of the areas and from getting all of your altars of Lilith, is going to get you in each of the zones, basically through the first 2 tiers, a little bit away through the 3rd tier for each of the zones for renown. So you get to start with, like, if you start at level 1 on day 1 of the new season with a brand new character, you'll start, and you've done all of this work with your previous characters and previous playthroughs. You'll have 5 skill points to play with, and then 5 extra potion charges. So you'll be sitting at 9 potion charges.
At level
away.
1, you'll have 5 skill points and 9 potions ready to go.
Absolutely. You just claim those things down. You're good to go for the season.
And your map reveal.
And your map.
And
reveal.
your map reveal.
So that goes back to what Tim was teeing up earlier. When we think about, hey, I'm excited about the season. I want to prepare for it. I've got, what is it? It's the 6th today.
Today's the 6th. Yes.
Okay, so I have 14 days.
14
I have
days.
2 weeks. What should I be doing in these next 2 weeks? And so one was I better get the campaign done because I really want to
complete the campaign.
fight the malignant. But now, like, if you had places to go to, like, dig deep on clearing the fog and dig deep on finding the altars, because those are going to carry into the season.
Yeah, all that stuff will carry over with you.
Okay, so then Tim.
Yeah, so I got
how do I think about-
statues to go find.
I've got 5, 6 alts. My characters right now in the Eternal Realm. We're talking about carrying over progress based on your. How do I ensure that the progress, like the most progress character, it actually impacts my seasonal character? Like,
Tim, tell us.
It's a great question. For various technical implementation reasons, we do actually need you to log in on existing characters to kind of self-migrate some of your data with this. So this is something that we implemented based on player feedback that we got. So we put it in as quickly as we could. It is in for Season 1, but what we need you to do, once Season 1 comes out, actually once the patch comes out, you don't even have to wait until July 20th. You can do this on July 18th, which is when the patch goes live. You should log in with characters that have the most progress. If you have a single character you played, or if you have one character that, hey, on this one character I unlocked all the altars and cleared all the Fog of War, awesome. You just have to log in with that person. When you log in with that character, all of that progress is going to be propagated across your entire account. It'll be saved as, hey, this is just unlocked for your whole account now. At that point, any character you log on, either one of your existing alts or any new character you make in seasons, will now have all of that progress. So you have to do it once, but after you've done that, it is now saved to your account. And just to reinforce, the experience you're going to have if you have unlocked all of these things, it takes a little bit of work, but if you've unlocked all of that, when you start that new seasonal character, wow, is that a lot of power. You are going to level pretty fast, because extra 5 skill points, extra 5 potions, you are ridiculously overpowered when you first start playing. Like, that is a lot of extra power.
Yeah, but that soon catches up with you, though.
Because that is a big caveat. Like, we will be reminding everyone. I'm going to be, like, literally screaming it from the rooftops. I know we will be posting it in our patch notes on that come out for the patch on the 18th, just to remind people that, yes, log into your characters beforehand. Even if you log in, like, if you jump into the season later on, you can log into those characters with the most amount of progress.
Well, that's,
and so
yeah,
forth.
that's the
I'm
two
dying
things.
for them to tell us what level
But
cap's
one
gonna
is,
be
I
for
don't do
this
that.
season.
I go on vacation, I'm not playing, I come back, the season started. I can still log in my Eternal Realm character and have all that progress brought to the season, yes?
Yes.
Even after the season started. So it's not like, oh, you only have 18 to 20 to get it those 2 days.
It's there forever. Functionally, from this point forward, anytime you ever log in on a character, it will just check, like, hey, does this character have any progress that's not already credited on your account? Cool, I'm now crediting it to your account.
Yeah,
So
for a lot of
and
people,
that's
it's
for the
gonna be
season.
major
So
make
if
or
they think about
break.
the Eternal Realm,
It's.
like, for example, my
I really
Necromancer
hope they
has
give some
everything.
information
I've
on
got the
this.
full bar on renown on all 5. Not humble bragging. That's a point of fact.
Humble bragging.
Yeah,
Not humble
he's
bragging.
absolutely
So for the next 5
humble.
minutes, we're going to talk about
So
this.
let's talk about how good my Necromancer is. No, what all I'm saying is I have a Sork that has not had the same level of progress in the world. So after the 18th, when I log in my Necro and all that progress gets put to my account, when I go to log in my Sork next, even on the Eternal Realm, my Sork will now have all the progress that my Necro
Correct.
has.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
And let's say, like, just to dive really deep into this. So let's say that you've got,
I know,
you've got 2 different
we
characters.
should do some sort of
you've
dev
got-
stream where we can talk and go deep.
That's true, actually, yeah. So let's say you've got, like, 2 characters you play. Like, one has done everything in the Fractured Peaks, has uncovered everything in the Fractured Peaks, and has uncovered, like, all the altars level both. You get another character who's gotten everything in Scott's Glen, who's unlocked, like, all
Oh,
of
okay.
the Fog of War.
Okay, I get where they're going
all
with
the
this.
Lilith. If I log in on my Fractured Peaks character, and just by doing that, all of that credit will now be transferred to my Scott's Glen character. When I log into my Scott's Glen character, all of that credit will be applied to my Fractured
Okay,
Peaks character.
I don't need to get any of
At that
the.
point,
Oh
all
shit.
of the credit of the progress I made on either of those characters.
I don't need to get
will
any
drop
of the
into
Lilith
account.
statues
So it becomes
in.
an
It's not just,
Uh,
yeah, it's and. It's not like,
in
it's not like
Fractured
one
Peaks,
account
'cause
that
I've
has
already
the
got
most
them on my
stuff,
other
and I wanna log in that
character.
one. No, you want to log into every account that might have, like, tons of progress if they've made in different directions. Right.
And I think to just again, hey, let's talk about managing expectations. Some of you might be saying like, wow, that sounds a little clunky. And I think the point that Tim was trying to make was, hey, prior to season 1, we had actually talked about that you wouldn't have any renown progress carryover. You would have to go find the altars of Lilith. You would have to go clear the Fog of War. Like the original plan when launching the game, or prior to launching the game, the original plan that there was no transition of state from Eternal Realm to Seasonal Realm as part of this. And so
Where
hearing
am
the
I?
player feedback as we talked about
Wait,
season
where
one
am I?
and the response that we got about what I
Oh,
have
well.
to find all the altars again, what I have to clear the map again, and wanting to make sure that we were listening to the
Can
players,
someone
that
stick
we
in
put
the
a system
Twitch
that
chat?
allowed us to
What
do
is
that,
gonna
but
be level
is
cap for
not
this battle
the
pass?
smoothest, most sophisticated, because we were doing it under very tight time constraints.
What
as
people
we-
are worried about
Hey,
is
did
not.
you want it done?
Yeah.
Did you want it done?
It's
The answer is
I'm
yes.
just
you
saying-
want it
They're,
done.
they're not worried about
Wasn't
Fog
the
of
design from the
War or
start was
doing
not to
shit
do this,
again.
log in a
It's
character on the 18th and make it
it's
past.
how
That's what we
far
had
they're
to do
gonna
make
have
it
to
happen
level up
before
another
season one.
character,
This
because
was
that shit
based
takes
off of, you know,
time. It
obviously
takes a
player
lot of
feedback that we've got
time.
since launch, so this is us
Hello, hello,
implementing
Granny. How you
what
doing?
we've
How you
been
doing? How you
addressing
doing?
the
Thank
feedback
you
that
so
we've
much for the
been
raid.
getting.
Let me
And
get
then
you
on
a
top
shout
of that,
out.
like a huge
Oh
shout out
shit!
for
2
our
seconds.
engine
I'm being
theaters for
attacked
getting
by
this all,
the wildlife again.
implemented before
Much
we
like-
actually jump into the season.
Much like
so-
the Nightmare
How you
Dungeon
doing?
teleport,
Exactly.
like
No.
miracles can happen and very quickly. So
A lot of these actually end up with us going to an engineer and asking how long it would take to do it, and the first answer is to do it right.
First
And
answer
that's
is they
a very big
cry.
number.
Yeah.
And then there's like, okay, well, what
Oh,
are
you
the
were playing
things?
Nyahallo today.
Always if you told me you wanted to do this X months ago,
I've heard of that game, but I don't know much about it.
because we implemented it completely differently. So yeah, we make it work,
Today we're
but
just playing
sometimes
Diablo 4 and
the fact
reacting
that you
to
have log
the
in to
live
get the
stream.
progress propagated, we would have made it a smoother version if we knew months
Okay.
ago.
All right.
but-
Look. All right. Like, zoom in on me. Zoom in on me.
Come closer.
Let's do that. Okay, it's not gonna happen. There it is. Okay. Yeah. All right. It's a live game. We know we need to it's a live game. We know we are looking at
Give aid.
trying to make improvements based on the feedback that we're getting from players. We're playing the game ourselves. We're kind of seeing how everything is really feeling as it's all coming together with this giant
Thank you.
audience of players
No.
enjoying the game.
Which one is it?
We want to make sure that we are
Give
making the right
aid.
changes within the
Help.
community. Some of those things
Help.
are harder than others.
There we go.
Like all the feedback, like Adam, you called out some things really early on at the program, like
Hi.
feedback
Goodbye.
about this, and like inventory space. We talked about gems last time and things we want to do there. We're trying to move very quickly in a lot of these things. Some of them are a lot more challenging technically to do than others, but we are rapidly moving on as many changes as we can because we are fervently trying to make the very best version of Diablo 4 possible in the fastest time frame that we can to deliver to the player base because we're players too. We also want the same things. So just
Do you though?
working hard.
You've already got all this inside prior knowledge of the game though. We don't.
Our designers and our producers and the staff been helping with like all like the hotfix and everything else. We are trying to make sure that we are delivering a really, really high quality experience to players on a regular basis. So just stick with us. Keep giving us that feedback. We're going to keep making adjustments.
Nice.
Seasons and other updates.
Thank you so much.
Whenever Joe would like to make a change based on feedback he's seen from reading it wherever he reads it, the first version is always,
shit.
can we do this immediately? That is always the first request. Never like, hey, let's get this in eventually. When it makes sense and when it's comfortable. No, it's always, could we do this right now? Is it possible for us to do this right now?
Well,
So
I want to
that's
move
the first version.
I want to move the
we
Overton window where I just expect everything to be done in 6 seconds.
But this is the thing about about doing it safely. Like I think one of the sort of the junior mistakes some people can make is this idea of like time is only what it takes to implement, and it's not.
Oh,
It's time
no, I need a
also
key.
What it takes to test.
We need a key.
And make sure that it's robust and stable. And so that's one of the things that like
Key.
when you look at we have a follow the sun QA organization around the world, and that's what allows us to do, I don't know, we're up to 15, 16 hot fixes or more now.
Yeah.
And our big client patches is that ability to not only can we get
I wanted it to
we
be a
have some
conduit
heroic engineers who
shrine.
can turn stuff around very quickly, but we're also have some heroic QA teams around the world who are helping us make sure that when we make these changes, we're doing it in a safe way. So, but I appreciate your patience on that. And so this is exciting. Season 1, Season of the Malignant.
Yeah. It's finally here.
Yes.
I'm waiting to reveal this for a
in
long
2
time.
weeks?
And, in 2 weeks, and again, like Tim
It's
had
not
mentioned,
technically here for you all, but soon. Soon, very soon.
as Tim had mentioned, we will have a patch on the 18th for Diablo 4
Well,
that will
say I'm
contain
streaming.
all the changes that will be coming in with Season 1. If Tiffany
Ah,
wants
not Malignant Butcher,
on
no.
Vampire Passport,
Yep.
she categorized the patch as funky.
Fuck you.
I will
Go
categorize
sleep.
in Tiffany Watt's words as super donkey for Season 1. It actually is our largest, or chonkster, as Tim called it. I think we were chonkers. So we're gonna pull up the Wikipedia entry and actually go through it, the history of chonkers. But yeah, it is very big. So we will have notes up for that. And again, players can prepare for Season 1 by completing the campaign for sure.
Doing the campaign,
and making
clear
sure,
the fog of war.
yeah, clear fog of war, discover the map, and of course, get all your altars. So lots to come for Diablo 4. And then again, we also have just more improvements that will be in that patch. What class our balance changes to
Keymaster.
bug fixes to
Found
you
ya.
name it. I can go on. There's even some.
Why am I
reward
lagging
changes
so bad? I
coming,
pressed like the X button
for,
3 times there.
Some Nightmare and Helltide related activities as well, some endgame activities, because I've been hearing some feedback regarding like, hey, it would be great if we can get like maybe better rewards with some of these activities, and so I know some of those changes are coming in that actual update as well. I know we want to do
Really?
Q&A.
We do.
Yeah.
And this is a live stream, by the way.
Yeah.
So I know we get sometimes people are like, I don't know if this is live. No, this is totally live. So we're actually going to be bringing in. We're actually going to kick off Rod because we're done with him. No, I'm just kidding. Rod is actually just
I'm actually going to go and annoy you from the side.
I know. It's the worst. Rod's going to jump over here. We're actually going to bring back in Chris and Ryan from the Immortal team, who will be jumping in here.
I think you're supposed to open that chair. I didn't do my job. I didn't do my job.
Rod has
If they're
one
taking questions
job,
from the audience, can someone put in, please?
So we're going to bring these guys
How
in.
far do we
I know
have to level up a character?
questions, queued up from different people in Twitch chat. So if you guys have questions, of course, feel free to drop in questions.
Spam the question!
Oh, I need to scooch too because I think I'm
Yeah, I think we scooch a little bit more.
okay. We're scooching.
I may not see you in chat though, 'cause it's going very quickly.
The production
kinds
team
of
needs me.
things.
I want to give a shout out to our production group behind here because I literally go like, oh, we're only gonna have like 2 people, and then we continue to add people, and then Rod wanted to be in it yesterday. So now suddenly we're up to like
Oh, now
20
we've
people,
slain
and this
all
room
the
can't
enemies.
hold
I
this many
hate these
people,
ones.
So I apologize.
Here
They
we
are
okay.
angels, and they deal with me. But we do have some questions, and I will be kind of going back and forth in between both of them. But we do. Oh, perfect. We do have some questions up here. Someone's also calling me, which is awful at this time. Quick question.
They're calling you with
This
questions.
is for D4 specifically. Any updates around respecting characters?
Yeah, so right now I think that there's a few different concerns we're hearing from the community. There's the general cost of respecting characters, and then there is at various stages of the game. And then there is the actual experience of respecting a character, particularly when you're deeper into the Paragon system. Like that takes a lot of effort. So we have longer-term plans on the user experience side, like on the menu side. Things we want to do to improve the flow of allowing players to respect their characters. These are things we're actively investigating. We have designs for things we're looking to add
Oh, God.
into seasons in the future, but we don't have a date that we're committing to today for that.
Lots of
and in
enemies
terms
just
of
appeared around me.
The actual price of that, we're evaluating things on like the gold economy, and we're taking a look at like what players are doing on a regular basis. We're not making any fundamental structural changes to today at this time, but we are, because we're satisfied with where things feel like in the 150. One thing we will be adding though is as part of seasons, there's now a new reward that you can collect as you're going through the season journey at the end of each season, called the Scroll of Amnesia. Which, once you collect a Scroll of Amnesia, you can use that one time to basically reset the entirety of a character all in one go for no gold cost at all. So these are going to be like pretty fun things to bring back with you to the Eternal Realm if you want to use for future playthroughs or for that character or another character. So we want to make sure that we're like slowly adding a few of these as the player's progressing through the experience, kind of make that a little bit easier for players to go through.
And that Scroll of Amnesia is everything. It's all your skills,
It's
all
all
your
your skills, all your
Paragon,
Paragons,
everything
yeah.
goes to 0.
Yeah.
Awesome. For Immortal,
Ow.
We have a question from, I'm reading everyone's names, 8 Miles West. How much will the Blood Knight cost? I know we covered this early on, but if you guys want to reiterate.
The Blood Knight will cost nothing. The Blood Knight
Nothing.
is free.
It's free. So if you're a new Immortal
Ouch.
player, or you're a existing Immortal player, you can literally jump in, start playing the Blood Knight on day 1, which is on July 13th. So, and of course, you can play through the campaign, and we had mentioned that has essentially custom VO and everything associated with it.
That's right.
For D4, I should be more prepared with these.
That's usually that's a
usually
Bored.
statement all the time. Is
We
you
have-
should be more
we have
prepared.
Rod judging me off screen right here, and I'm just like, awesome.
Perfect.
Little side story real quick. So we have a thing in design called design armor, where like as you're about to like talk about an idea with someone, you're like, this might be a really bad idea, but and that's you putting up your shield saying, this is my design armor. Saying, I know that this might be really, really bad, but we're talking about it anyway. So yes, I should probably be more prepared, but here we go. That's your design armor.
Question from Fig Lorna.
You committed to saying the names.
I know I did.
We don't want anyone to suggest that these are not real questions.
Yeah, from Fig Lorna. Will seasonal mechanics be added to the Eternal Realm after the season ends? I think that's something we didn't actually clarify very well.
That is a great question that actually gets asked internally as well a lot. Like, hey, this is awesome. Are we going to keep it around forever? Initially, no. Like, initially, the version of the melee mechanics that you're seeing are not planned to show up in the Eternal Realm. However, we are reserving the right as developers that if we see something cool and we think, wow, this is just fantastic, this should just be part of the game, that we will just make it part of the game. So it is absolutely an option. Some mechanics you might see in future seasons might be that way right away. We might be planning that, hey, this will show up in Eternal Realm right away. Others will evaluate them as we play them and then see if this is working really well. This is something that we want to integrate with the Eternal version of the game.
Yeah, I want to stay on this just 1 second longer. That's not to suggest that we're not going to be, as part of seasons, intentionally using those update opportunities to create content for the base game, like stuff that will persist.
Yeah,
beyond
heart gems I feel would be really cool,
the end of
but
the season. But we really do want to hone in on the idea that we're like, Malignant Hearts are very powerful, as we talked about before. They're really, really cool. They're very exciting. We can't add something exciting like that every season if it's expected to all last, because the game's going to be a complete mess.
Right.
So we're not going to do that. What we would end up needing to do is all of those things would be extremely incremental in terms of what they offered to the players over the course of time, and it would make the game extraordinarily dense in terms of what the players expected to do on a regular basis.
And to understand.
We know that there's opportunities to extend things like add more endgame features. We know that there's more content that we want to add to the game in general that like everybody's going to need forever.
There we go.
Looking at those opportunities as we go. But things like Malignant Hearts we don't want to have something of that size in season 1, then add something of similar size in season 2, and then season 3 and season 4, because the game's going to get very extremely dense and difficult for players to really navigate. We want to be able to
It would be cool to
feel
have, but I can see
new
the
ideas,
point.
having known what worked really well with Malignant Hearts and what stuff we could maybe have improved upon, we get to take all those ideas forward.
It's also part of the cool factor of the season is that when you're going in, these Malignant Hearts, it's there for the season. So even let's take a player that, let's say, doesn't like to play alts except of the same class. I just love playing Barbarian, and I have 3 different Barbarians already on Eternal because
or if
it's
you're
the
a big
perfect
rogue
class.
player and all you play is rogues and all you do is build rogues.
There might be a lot of those too. But let's say a Barbarian, that's my hypothetical, I'm sticking with it. So I'm a Barbarian lover, and I've made all these Barbarians. Season 1 is still an exciting time to make a new Barbarian, because we have all of these new Malignant powers that allow you to make radically new builds that are completely different from Barbarians you played in the past. Your endgame is going to be very different. So that excitement
But
goes
what
away
is
when you
end
realize that
game?
all of these
What
powers
levels are we
just
looking
continue
at?
forever. The whole idea is that every season is a fresh new experience that gives you builds that did not exist previously. So the idea is some of that stuff is always designed to go away.
So Joe, I mean, one of the things.
This is Rod off camera speaking.
Rod off camera. Hey,
Yeah,
voice
sorry.
guy.
Joe,
Yes.
maybe speak to the fact that
Everybody starts at the same place of the season is one of the benefits, so that people aren't like a year behind when they go to play season 4.
Yeah, that's an important part of this as well. One of the reasons we really like the idea of letting players start back fresh and have like a economy reset, players really jumping back in the experience at level 1 with characters, is it allows us to focus on making sure the entirety of that journey is really engaging and exciting for players to go through. And we want to make sure, like, by the end of the first session, for example, like you're getting exposed to like the new features and content available that we're introducing in that season. That everything feels like it's balanced in such a way that players can really enjoy the new things that we're adding in the way that they're kind of intelligently mixed with the rest of the features in the game itself. So that we think of that experience is part of what makes a Diablo game anyways, like making a new character, getting those item drops, like building up towards the end. With regards to like the way that we decided to conduct our efforts in seasons for Diablo 4, we think this is a really like the prime example of a way that we can make this work.
But I wanted you to hit on the point, the fact that if somebody buys the game.
Yeah. They're not like fundamentally behind.
Yeah, if somebody,
before.
look, I'm gonna mess with the camera people. Can you?
Yeah.
You can't even do it, can you? You can't even get there. All we can do is I can just have my talking and stuff. Oh, hey, what's going on? The notion of the thing that we're talking about is that we want, again,
I like Rod's chaos.
The game's gonna live for years. We want somebody who buys the game a year from now to not feel like they're a year behind when it comes to. So one of the benefits of seasons is, in season 4, on day 1, you and I are both level 1. I bought it that day. You have owned the game for a year. We're in the same place. We can play together and have fun together. And so, as opposed to everybody from this moment on is now falling behind, seasons allows us to have that fresh start for everybody, right?
Yeah, that's actually, I could have put it better myself. That serves as a really good opportunity for us to make sure that players have a starting point together when you want to come in a little bit later into the game experience. If you've taken a season or 2 off because something else came out, we want to make sure that it feels like, the most important thing for us in seasons, like kind of going off script in a different way now, is that like when you're playing seasons and you're playing Diablo 4, you're having a great time. And when you've reached all the goals and done the things that you think are really important, and you want to go like take a break to go play something else for a little while, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. We do the same thing.
You don't fall behind.
But when a season rolls and there's new things for you to come check out, that's a great time to come back. Particularly if you had a good time playing before. That's exactly when you should come back and check out Diablo 4 fresh.
Okay, I'm out. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When the next WoW expansion comes out, there's a non-zero chance that I'm going to play WoW for a while. But it's great to know there's a point that I can come back to Diablo 4 and everybody's on an even footing. Yeah.
Question here from Jeffrey Allen, and didn't specify the Steve 4 DI, so I'm actually going to ask both because I think this is relevant to both. Also,
why do you have a new mic?
I actually don't know. But yeah, 2 mics, guys. I'm very.
I'm lagging like mad.
Can you say which cosmetics will be transferring between characters? So for instance, like for Diablo Immortal, we'll ask this specifically for Diablo Immortal, and then we'll talk about Diablo 4. But in regards to transferring cosmetics, like if you ended up buying a cosmetic in Diablo Immortal, does that actually also appear on the Blood Knight?
So cosmetics purchased prior to the Blood Knight's release will not be retroactive.
Right.
Sorry, what was the Mother's Lament set?
Hatred's Heritage.
Hatred's Heritage will be available for the Blood Knight.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So going forward, there will be now new cosmetics available for the Blood Knight, just as they are for all the other classes in Immortal. And then I guess for D4, will cosmetics be transferring to seasons, and will they need to be reobtained? I know this was like a question that we get a lot from people in regards to transmogs, and if you salvage specific stuff, how does that work between characters from Eternal and Seasonal realms?
Yeah, I believe that's all transferring over with you when you go into the new season. And obviously, every cosmetic set that you're purchasing via the store and via the Battle Pass, that stuff also is going to be carrying over with you.
Yes, if you ever unlock anything, your whole account has access to it forever, is the current functionality.
Nice.
I shouldn't say it that way. It sounds like we're going to change it.
Yeah, don't use the word forever, ever.
Let's see. Nightmare, this from Kincho Kimo. This is Nightmare teleport was great, but why can't we just teleport right into dungeons rather than just to the entrance? So this one I think is interesting because Nightmare, we obviously incorporated the teleport here in 103. It was another thing that we had talked about where it was community feedback that we had gotten, and the team jumped on it really quickly to implement it in a specific way. We have been seeing a lot of feedback in regards to players having to teleport outside of dungeons and kind of go through like a couple load screens. It was a quick, implementation from the team and everything. So I know it's something that we've been hearing from our side, and it's something that we're going to be looking at more here in the future for,
thank God,
optimizing and making sure that we can implement and maybe in a better way from some of the features that we've been just kind of adding in really quickly. On Immortal, we have. Was there some sort of Castlevania inspiration with the Blood Knight? Looking very, very similar to some popular characters from that franchise. Very pretty vampire-ish people, but not vampires.
I think we discovered Adam's kink, by the way.
Yeah, bitch.
We can turn off Rod's mic now, so that's all we need to do. But yeah, was there any inspiration kind of thrown with the Blood Knight?
I think, when you're working with a tropic idea in fantasy like vampires, you take inspiration from...
Mate, why am I moving so goddamn slowly?
The spear thing puts us in mind of Vlad the Impaler. The aesthetic, you've already talked about some potential references, but...
Why? The healing ones have fucking waves. That's just evil!
I want the Blood Knight to feel like a grab bag of all vampiric myths. They are very specifically grotesque, blood,
and
shadow,
they all
weapons
have like regeneration like nothing else. Like, just fucking die.
And so in that regard, I think there's a lot of familiar that we're channeling, but there's also like a very dialed in identity for the class.
Awesome.
Everybody knows that it's necromancers that turn into mist.
Like, look, what is this generation?
Let's see, in regards to
Come on,
Diablo 4,
just die.
We have, will you guys be nerfing or buffing in the middle of seasons, or will you be making changes after the season starts?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So,
this is from Godic, by the way. So there you go.
Okay,
I just wanted to.
A real person. So this is a good question. So we made a number of adjustments during the preseason period to make sure that we're bringing some builds back into where we expect them to be functionally and performance-wise. When we go into the seasonal release, we do want to create structured moments in time that we're going to be talking about, I think, more in future streams when we expect like buffs and nerfs to happen. So we have like a regular set of like patches that are going to be occurring after the season is released, where we have like a better schedule like in cadence when we're talking about these things. We really want to try to reserve like big nerfs and big buffs for only like extreme outlier cases, and we're things were like really damaging the end game experience for a number of players. So we want to try to keep that more constrained, and we also want to have just fewer general like off cycle balance updates and things. So we're kind of keeping things more into this weekly cadence like we talked about.
So yeah, things will be pretty stable throughout the course of the season, unless, if one of the malignant powers, I know I've joked about them being broken, but if the zone lights on fire when you use a malignant power, we're going to patch that. But otherwise, we're going to try and keep things stable.
I know we're running close on time because we were planning on this stream to be 90 minutes, and we're 1 minute away. So I'm going to lightning off a few questions. a big question within chat
Let's
is
go.
obviously about stash space, which is something that we kind of just talked about a little bit earlier.
I'll say real quickly though,
Yeah.
like we definitely hear everybody about this. We are talking a lot about what we need to do with this. We've got good plans of things we can do to improve the situation. I
Like,
know
just
that
add
everybody
more.
keeps
That's
saying,
all
like,
they want.
"Well, you were able to do this, like you could be able to do like nightmare dungeons this quickly, but like the reality is like we are moving really quickly on this, and we're gonna be trying to provide more space in the future. We're figuring out how like we're gonna get that accomplished.
Yeah, and also one thing to note is I know we talked about during campfire chats about how like gems and so forth were going to be part of the part of materials in the future. So I know when that hits, like that will obviously free up a lot of stash.
There's
Oh,
lots of
come
ways to
on.
slice away at this problem. That's
Jeez,
an
just
example of what we're trying
die.
to start trying to mitigate this a bit.
Why am I
And,
lagging?
Jim, the Q guy, asked how much time between seasons. Still wants to level
3
up his
months.
main. So in between seasons, obviously, there is. We had talked about seasons lasting 3 months.
Is a minimum of 12 weeks. Sometimes
Yes.
it might be a little longer, but you'll always
Correct.
have at least 12 weeks to complete your season.
Correct. Yeah. So you
They're
guys will
about
hear.
based on the calendar dates, right? But
Yeah. So you guys will hear like no matter what within or like once we hit that 3 month period, you'll start to hear news about the next season actually hitting and everything like that. And then this one, I guess for Rod, are there any
Rod.
plans on new classes coming to Diablo 4? We've just
Rod.
heard about the Blood Knight, so they're
We have
Rod.
nothing to announce at this time.
Oh wow,
All
that
right.
was very
See,
constrained.
yeah, Rod sitting.
That
on
was
camera
very
can
scripted.
answer that perfectly. So yeah, that I think we're gonna wrap it here for today.
Oh
Obviously,
my
we talked a
god,
lot about,
no. Tell us
all the
what
stuff
level
with,
is gonna be.
Diablo
Ah,
Immortal
for
the Blood Knight coming out
fuck's
on
sake,
July
it's all
13th.
people want to
We also
know.
have for Diablo 4 Season 1, Season of the Malignant, which is going to be the patch will be on July.
That is a day
18th,
getting a tweet
and
from
then
me
the
later.
actual season starts on July 20th. We do actually have 2 blogs, one on on DiabloImmortal.com and one on Diablo4.com. They'll be going live either right now or immediately after this live stream. That'll have all the details and information that we just talked about here on the stream. Yeah, lots of stuff coming up here for Diablo. Oh yes, and there's a patch this afternoon. You'll be seeing. Oh, I forgot.
Wait.
That's what I have to do immediately after the stream. I was trying to get out of it, guys. But we will have
Where's-
a patch. We'll have patch notes up on Diablo4.com. We have a patch
What?
actually notes.
Where am I
and we'll
supposed to be
updating people
going?
on
I've
that
cleared the
patch.
whole
It
fucking
is a
dungeon.
client patch. It will require a download. It will
Wait,
be
have
on
I
all platforms. And
I completed the
yeah,
dungeon.
lots of
I've just
Diablo
been
stuff
sat
coming
here
up in the
clearing
next few
it.
weeks. Really
It's already
excited.
fucking
Happy
done.
Diablo family.
Oh my
Tons of
god.
stuff coming up. I know we will be rating 2 Diablo content creators immediately after the stream. One on Twitch, which is Barricade, and the other one on YouTube. Which is
Aw,
Twitch. So
kind of
be sure
hoped they
to
were
tune
gonna.
into those
Nah.
guys. And thank you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in to the Diablo developer update live stream, and from everyone here on the Diablo team, we hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks everybody.
Damn. It's kind of mad there from Diablo. Right, it's just you can be quiet now, Diablo. Thank you for that. There. We did it. Where are we going? Dungeon. Yes. I'm gonna do one more dungeon, and I'm gonna kind of give my wrapping thoughts on this. Why am I lagging? Again. Wait. What? Why can I hear... Oh, it's coming through the... Oh my god, give me a fucking minute to breathe. Just motherfucking... Fuck off! I need to sort the sound out. Advanced audio properties. monitor off. There. Yeah, I'm really... I just want to know what is the minimum level that they're gonna consider, like, end game. That, like, that is the level you have to reach before you will no longer get new, like, level requirements for things. I don't want to think I'm going to be leveling another character to 70. Like, for God's sake, this is my most played character and it's only at 72. Like, firmly, I think 50 is a good stop for them. Especially for their more casual players who might only get like an hour or two after work every day, who don't quite have the time to be playing every single day. You know, because they've got other shit to fucking do, or they could be in the middle of moving house and, you know, they're moving 70 miles down the country and they just don't have the time to log in, that kind of thing. I hope it's not 80. 60 I could live with, I guess. I mean, you can get to 50 fairly quickly. 60, okay, sure. 80? No. My main's not 80. I know I've only been playing this a month and each season's gonna be like 3 months, but... No. 80's too far. I just couldn't. No. That would bother me. Oh my fucking god, die! So I quite like the look of the new gem type thing they're going to be implementing. The malignant parts look quite fun to mess with. Not quite sure what I'm thinking with these scrolls of amnesia yet.
I'm not ready.
I guess it could be a way to not have like 1,000 fucking characters. What else? Looking forward to whatever new update comes out later, so unique items can drop from Helltides now, I guess. I just think for a game that wants to kind of pride itself on, you don't have to be playing constantly, that they're not gonna have that level too high, because you can't say, look, you can go and play other games but then not give us enough time to finish a season kind of thing. I think it's a bit dumb. I mean, I never completed a season in Diablo 3. No, that's a lie. I completed one. But I just felt like I could never get to end game quick enough. I got bored. I enjoyed the last season that they did, which was like the Paragon board thing, which was very similar to what they've done with Diablo 4. That was quite fun to mess with.
To open the door at the bottom of these tunnels, our sacrifice shall be rewarded.
I guess as long as they keep the game interesting enough that people aren't just gonna lose interest from doing the same shit they've already been doing. 1 to 60 kind of thing. Because that was always my problem, is I always got excited for a new season. I was like, oh yeah, new season, I'm gonna play this one. I got to like level 40, level 50 and I was like, I'm bored now. Completed like the first 2 or 3 chapters and then I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. But I guess as long as they keep it interesting and engaging enough, then I'll come back and I'll play. even if it's out of habit. Oh, I really expected there to be a boss there that was going to come out of that chest. Huh. Thanks. Yeah. That's going to be my only worry for future seasons. I mean, with the first, like, 2 or 3, it's going to be like the shiny new thing, but then, you know, if it keeps being the same old, then it's going to get old quickly. I guess the thing that does worry me more than anything, though, is those levels. Because I know they said they were going to be making XP changes to content so that you were going to get better drops, the XP was going to match. Because I know at the moment a tier 50 dungeon drops the same XP as a tier 100 one, and obviously that difficulty is... Woo! The difficulty is vastly different. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about the character slots as well. Obviously, anybody that wants to keep their characters from seasonal over to eternal realms, they've got to worry about character slots, and of course if they want to make a new character then for going into another season, then if they've already got however many characters, they're gonna have to sacrifice one, or, you know, decide on one that they want to keep redoing over and over, that they're never gonna have on a permanent basis. I guess because if you have one of each class, then you choose one for your hardcore character. That's 6 slots taken up already. And you've only got 10 slots. And let's say you make a seasonal character you really want to keep. Then that's another character slot. We've only got 10. Yeah, level 125 should be given absolutely stupid XP. I wholeheartedly agree, although I cannot for the life of me do much TFO. I did mess with my build a few days ago and I just felt a lot squishier. I don't feel as squishy now. I've changed things again. But I certainly don't want to think I'm going to be able to do tier 4 content all on my lonesome quite yet. I did try earlier and I just got squashed. Oh yeah, especially when new classes drop. If and when. They're definitely going to need more character slots. Even if they added one to go with that character slot, so you could have one. I know they're going to have these amnesia scrolls so that you can, you know, kind of redo your characters, but I really like my sorcerer. I really want to have a lightning sorcerer. I also really want to do a fire sorcerer. So there's another 2 slots that I would lose out on just because I want to have a lightning sorcerer and a fire sorcerer ready to me, as well as my frost one. Can't remember how many slots we had on Diablo 3. Wait, when, Koha? When? Exactly! Well, you never know. I mean, they did say about this Blood Knight, you know, never say never type thing, but... I don't know, I feel like the Blood Knight, from what they described, I feel like it's just a necromancer, but with its minions sacrificed. Like, I can already play what I feel like would be a Blood Knight. What big pokey stick! Right. It feels like Lancer from the Fate series. He's got big pole arms, and yet he can do like melee damage, he can do ranged attacks. Depending on what you want. I've been watching too much Fate. Meow. Meow. Can't hit me. Can't hit me. Meow. I'm sorry. I have problems. I am aware of that. But, wait. Oh, there's the wall. I was like, wait, where's that wall? There's no elites here. Bam! Oh, for fuck's sake! What is it with the shrine? It's a shitty greed shrine! If you're gonna hide something behind waves of enemies, make it a good one! Do you know what? I don't need to sleep. I'll fight them. They are wasting my time. No, I don't want to do your quest either. I wasted so much money earlier making bloody gems. I didn't even need to. I don't know why I did it. I just felt compelled to do it. I was like, oh, but shiny. And now I'm, ooh, but shiny, but broke.
I'm not ready yet.
Alright, where is it? Okay, down this way. For fuck's sake. Rocks! Why? Bye! Look at how quickly I can get his vulnerable up. That's just mad. Like, I can almost kill a boss in like seconds. Should not be able to do this. Die now. Thank you. Why were you even here? Dungeon complete. Inferno. And that's gonna be where I leave stream for today. Let's go and find somebody to raid. I knew I should have kept Twitch open. See? Who's playing what? Oh! We're gonna go and raid Shy Lily Neckow, who is a fellow Possible Circus member. They are playing some Stardew Valley. So yeah, let's go and support, let's go and have fun and rest up and be all rested. Words! I will be back on Monday with another stream for you, because I'm at my mum's house tomorrow night and on Saturday night and on Sunday night, so I cannot be here. Not in my house, but I wish I could be. But until then, I shall see you on Monday. Bye 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 bye. I will hydrate and stretch, I promise.